quiet on the set.
Hey friends! I'm Grace Ann.
And I'm Andrea.
And this is GNA for Today.
And we are two best friends living a faith-based lifestyle.
And documenting it.
If you haven't already, make sure you watch last week's video, which was a video about how to effectively read the Bible. And the link for that video will be down in the description.
This week we are talking all about long-distance relationships and some tips and tricks and what they mean and what you can do if you're in a long-distance relationship. Make sure that you stay tuned to the very end because we are going to have a special guest starring in this video.
We wanted to talk about some of the harsh truths about being in a long-distance relationship, and one of those is that it takes a lot of effort. Just being in a relationship in general takes a lot of effort, but whenever you're in a long-distance relationship, it's a bunch of added effort that has to be given towards that relationship, and I think it would help you if you have never been in a relationship and your very first relationship is long distance. That's going to be really, really hard on you because you're going to have to be adjusting to the effort it takes to put into a relationship, but on top of that you're going to have to adjust to the distance. So if you've never been in a relationship before and your first relationship is long distance, it's probably going to be pretty hard. Not saying that it's not possible, because it totally is, but it's going to be really hard on you because it's just a lot of added effort because of the distance.
So another one of the realities of long-distance relationships is that it is much easier to miscommunicate. Now, this is something that I would say, in my opinion, is the biggest reason that long-distance relationships fail. Because you're not always in person with each other, right? You're not always talking face-to-face. So you might be texting, you might be emailing, you might be WhatsApping, and it's a lot easier to miscommunicate when you're texting, as I'm sure we all know, because when you're texting, you lose a big part of speech. You lose enunciation. You lose the sense of sarcasm or humor or sadness or whatever. You lose a big part of communication when you can't hear someone talking to you directly. So yeah, I mean, that makes it so much easier to miscommunicate. You could be talking to your boyfriend or girlfriend and they could be in a totally terrible, bad mood, and you're thinking like, oh, everything's fine, and then they're upset that you didn't catch on to their bad mood or whatever, and that can lead to a lot of miscommunication and fighting and struggles that you wouldn't have to deal with if you were not long distance.
Everyone knows, in general, when you're in a relationship, it requires a lot of trust, but it requires even more trust whenever you're in a long-distance relationship. You have to have that trust with them, that they're not going off and doing things that they're saying that they're not, and that they're actually truthfully holding up to their end of the bargain on certain things, because it's a lot easier to get away with things whenever you are at a distance. So you have to have a lot of trust in the person that you're with to know that they aren't doing any of those things that they say that they're not.
And the last reality is that it places a stronger value on quality time. Now, I would venture to say that this is one of the things that makes long distance a decent thing, right? So whenever you're together, you're really focused on that quality time because you want to cherish the time that you have together when you're long distance. So it places a much, much stronger value on quality time and making sure that when you are spending time together, that you're doing things that you want to be doing and that you're not wasting time on your phone, you're not wasting time playing video games or doing whatever, that you're actually spending one-on-one time with each other because you know you're not going to get that time back.
Lo and behold, the one and the only Andy Jackson!
Yeah.
We wanted to bring him in on this video to give a little bit of a guy's perspective on long distance relationships because we obviously only have the girl's perspective, so here's a dude to relate.
Alright, I'm that dude. Well, this is my first time in a long distance relationship. I have been in a close distance relationship before, and this is obviously totally different dynamic going on. Like Andrea said, there has to be a trust factor. I believe more so than in a short distance relationship. When I first started getting interested in her, I didn't know that it was going to be this way. But once I started finding out a little bit more about her, and that this would be long distance, you have to be willing to put yourself in that situation. And I was willing to put myself in that situation because I knew that I could trust her, and hopefully that she could trust me as well. And so we've had some challenges along the way, as anyone would expect. We're both humans that are messy, so therefore relationships are going to be messy. We had some communication issues that started probably 2 to 3 months after she had to leave, because she's the one who's long distance from me. And boo. But well, we're actually almost halfway done, so that's a positive.
With long distance.
With long distance.
Halfway done.
Yes. Yes. So it is tough. You really have to know what you're getting yourself into. I thought I did at first, but man, after that first month of her being gone was really tough for me. And with me, I don't know what your love languages are, but mine happens to be physical touch and quality time. So with that long distance, that quality time is not there. I mean, it is, but only so much. You can never beat that face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
So my tips would be that what we have found that works for us is that we should definitely do face-to-face satellite calls, video calls when we can. We're talking on the phone more than we used to, which is helpful.
More than texting.
More than texting. I mean, texting is a great form of communication, don't get me wrong. But you cannot see the person's face, you can't read body language, and you can't hear tone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we had our miscommunication issues that rise from that. So we've gotten some aids to help us. We're doing a communication book, reading that together and discussing that. And we've also got this daily journal that we found at the bookstore as well. That's really fun. It gives a lot of talking points to help us learn more about each other. Another tip is, depending on your situation, mine happens to be I'm only 6 hours away from her if I'm going the speed limit. But it depends on how much time I've been away from her, depending on how fast I go. Just kidding. Do the speed limit. Andrea.
What? I do.
And so you can never beat that face-to-face time. So if you are able, make that effort to go see that person. Now, I know some cases it can't work out. Like in Andrea's case, she just can't leave school whenever she wants. But I have a full-time job and I have some time off, so I can take that paid time off whenever I want, and I can do that. However, there are still a lot of unknowns that we haven't discovered yet with the long distance relationship, because I'm going into a new season of my life where I will start my career in law enforcement coming up. So
Yeah, finally.
and so, thank you. And so, that being said, my schedule is going to be quite different than it was with my old job, where she knew when I was going to be on break, when my lunch hour was, when I got off work. She knew all that would happen. But with law enforcement, it's not going to be that way every day, and I have to work both night and days. So we're going to have to learn how to adjust our communication with this new job and the new hours. I do want to make a disclaimer. I am by no means a relational expert, and I don't pretend to be. I'm just basing this off my personal experience with Andrea.
But I feel like we have hit all the patches. We were bad at long distance, and then now I feel like we're in the patch where we're good, and we kind of have it down.
Right.
I
agree. It's easier to maintain, if you will.
Yeah, now when we get in an argument or What's that word?
um,
Disbuttle? Is that
no,
a word?
No, that's rebuttal that you're thinking of. Whenever we get into a minor dispute.
Yeah, a dispute, minor dispute. We overcome it a lot faster than we used to.
So I would recommend getting you and your partner a book if you're having communication issues. Anything to help, I would recommend, if at all possible, going to see that person as often as you can within your reasons and means.
But if not, just a lot of face-to-face.
Yes, lots of face-to-face. That you just cannot beat that. So Andrea could be cooking a meal and she could tell me that she's cooking a poached egg because she's really into poached eggs right now. And I could say, okay, that's great, honey, I'm proud of you, because I know how much
They're
she
difficult.
wanted to do it. But it just means different when she sends me a picture of what she's doing, because it makes me feel like, you know, I'm there and I'm experiencing that new
Accomplishment.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's not a very sophisticated example, but you know, it's you know, it's still the same concept of having a shared experience together while long distant, which is important.
Just like if I was gonna be singing in a concert that he couldn't go to, he would always like want a picture of me all dressed up because he can't actually see it in person.
And vice versa. Whenever I'm doing something, you know, she wants a picture of me in my outfit that I'm wearing into a concert, because I'm also a musician as well. Not as accomplished as Andrew is
What?
by no means, but I do it just for fun and a hobby.
And he's good.
Okay. I also have found that when we are together, when one of us makes the time to go see each other face to face, is our time together is just that much more sweet. She's seeing the effort that I'm putting into this to come see her, and then on the other side, I'm seeing the effort that she's putting in to come see me. So it's not so much the action of seeing each other as it is knowing that she cares enough to come make that 6-hour trip, or she sees that I care enough to come do that 6-hour trip. Another thing you have to do is take lots of pictures. And well, she's better at it than I am with the taking pictures. I'm more of the type, I just love living in the moment as much as I can, and sometimes I forget to take pictures. I really do want to get better at that.
It's nice to have pictures to look back on when you're not together, to see all your memories.
And another good thing for you to do is, whoever gets up first during the day, text them good morning. You believe in them. You know, whatever they have going on in their day, you know, communicate to them that you're thinking about them during that time, that you're proud of what they're doing and who they are. Other thing is too, I know this channel is faith-based, and so it's really important to find someone who is a believer. If you're a fellow believer like us, but I mean, the word says that, you know, to be equally yoked with your partner, your spouse. We're not spouses yet, but that's coming. And so if I didn't know that she was a Christian, it would make this trust factor a lot more tough on my end, because I don't know what she's doing, but I know beyond all shadow of a doubt that I know what she's doing, what she's telling me she's going to do. And so I go to bed at night feeling good that she's not doing something that she's telling me she is doing. Now, when I say going to bed feeling good, no, I'm still like upset that she's away from me, because as guys, you know, we have been designed to provide, protect, and to lead. And so when she's away from me, there's only so much I can do. And so whenever she comes to me with a problem, or an issue she wants to share with me, I listen and pray for her, but that's all I can do, and it's just really tough to just have to sit here with that helpless feeling that I can't do anything about it as a guy, because that's just our natural instinct to want to do that, and that is really tough on me as her man.
I think it's safe to say that long distance is doable, but it should, if you can help it, it should not be like a long-term thing.
No, not at
Not
all.
at all.
Not at all.
And just overall, something that is so important in a long distance relationship is having communication. Like me telling him whenever I have something going on, so he doesn't like in his mind expect like, oh yeah, I get to talk to Andrew tonight, and then I break the news like an hour before something, say, oh I'm sorry, I can't talk, I have something going on. Like he's gonna get over it, but it's still like
It's a big bummer, because
it's
that's
not-
happened before, you know.
yeah, but it's not fun to like have to let your person down over and over again like that. So just communicate up front, like this is
Absolutely.
what I have going on this week or today, and that it just makes it
Mm.
a lot easier for the other person.
Agreed. I appreciate Andrew bringing me in and letting me make this YouTube debut. I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be, so
He's doing good.
I hope you enjoyed having me on here. Follow me on my social media accounts.
Yeah, we can link it.
You can link it as well. And so I will leave for now, leave you with this for now. I'm going to share a quote from one of my heroes in the faith that I read some time back, and I shared this with Andrea. He said, when God knits your heart together to someone, time and distance never matters. And I just feel God is knitting mine and Andrew's hearts together tighter every single day, whether we're in person or long distance.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you liked this video. If you did like it, give it a big thumbs up and share it to all your friends. If you yourself are in a long distance relationship, then leave some comments about what it's like and some of the hard truths that some people might not think about.
Thank you guys again. Make sure that you hit that like button below, and beside that like button there's going to be a big red button that says subscribe. Click that button because it helps us out a ton. And then beside the subscribe button there's a little bell. You guys know what I'm talking about. Make sure you hit that bell so that you get a notification every time we post a video so you don't miss an upload.
I'm so excited for next week's video. It is going to be a video about how to find the right college. So even if you're already in college or even if you're an adult, it's still going to be a fun video. So make sure you watch out for that. It'll come up a week from today.
Bye, friends.
Drum roll, please. Baby, be quiet. Lo and behold, the one and the only Andy Jackson. And the crowd goes wild. Come on, come on.
Hello. No. No, that was stupid. Do it again.
Okay.